Peace, everyone. Hope you enjoyed the long weekend, whether you celebrate Memorial Day or not. Um, Up to you. Baba Kilindi here. Hope everyone's doing well. The progress that we're making on certain areas that we've been working on. For one thing, the planter stone, very close to being able to have it in our possession. Still working on it. Shouldn't be more than another couple of weeks. If the folks that are in queue to uh, deal with their donation come through, we shouldn't be more than a little bit away. Uh, the Palantir stone is a scrying stone or a crystal ball, of which is will be in connection with the transdimensional stones and the Yi Ming Zhu that we have been working with for the last 3 years. This will be the base station. Those that donate will be able to get and have private sessions at high dose with the Palantir stone. So we're looking for folks to be part of this. And we're looking for folks still to donate because everyone who says they're going to donate isn't necessarily donating. So those people who have the wherewithal to donate the $1,000, please do. Nothing, of course, that will harm yourself. This isn't a thing where you go beyond your means to put into, because this is something that will benefit all of us. We have that being worked on, so we're still calling for donations because everyone, as I said, who said they were going to donate actually didn't, which puts a little more on me to make up the difference in procuring and having in our possession the Palantir stone. We want to be able to use it this summer in the combined group session of the brothers and sisters getting together at a rural location to be able to have a group excursion into the entheogenic world, along with the Palantir stone being there. And that'll be later on in the summer, because we have the brothers who get together, just brothers, and go out on an excursion and into the entheogenic hyper dimensional realms. And, we do brother stuff, battle werewolves and decloak Klingon death cruisers and, that type of stuff. Then the sisters get together in the summer. And what the sisters do is they get together and they birth universes out of their wombs and create star children and do all the divine goddess female stuff that they do. I don't know what they do because I'm not privy to that information, but those are some of the things that come across that they're doing out there when they go on their excursions. Bring in the divine female ancestors and all that kind of stuff. Then at the end of summer, we have a combined excursion where the brothers and the sisters get together, and we have a group excursion, which is a major sojourn for the year. So these are group sessions in a rural environment. You bring your tent if you want. It's going to be over a weekend. You get a chance to, some folks they don't bring a tent. They just bring a blanket or a sleeping bag and sit around the fire for 2 evenings. Along with some folks just stand around or walk through the woods or or things like that. So we have those three things coming up this year, and the Palantir Stone will be part of the group session. We'll definitely have it by then. The areas of what this stone will do is a book in itself. It deals with very dense, transdimensional, hyperdimensional, extra-dimensional areas of connection in the multiverse and in the infraparticle realms. A lot of times you can go back into the archives and find out a lot of information. Those people who haven't been privy to the information over the last 3 years and haven't purchased their transdimensional crystals, that haven't purchased the Yiming Zhu, that aren't in the space, really don't have a clear understanding. And a lot of people who have purchased don't have a clear understanding because they haven't got to the point to where they've dosed up enough to be able to access what they have already. And that's paramount. Yeah, when we have a lot of trolls and people who are just they don't get it. Even when I talk about the other things that are connected to the space that we're creating for the family, when I talk about Bitcoin being a sovereign transdimensional currency or extra dimensional money, and that the download that people call Satoshi Nakamoto is just that. It is a way of transferring wealth from the hyperdimensional realms through an encoded algorithm into the human or into the earthly plane, meaning that if you want your money when you die, because you still need money in death to buy things, to get stuff, is not the way that they hooked it up, that you're there and this everything is bestowed on you and all that kind of stuff. It's transferring your money to yourself. You already have Bitcoin in the hyperdimensional realms. If you don't have any Bitcoin, now we call it Bitcoin here, of course, but no, it is wealth. It is shown in the movie Jupiter Ascending, when she gets her family crest and they tattoo it on her wrist. That's her Bitcoin. When Han Solo owes Jabba the Hutt credits, of which he was put into the, I can't remember the name of the metal, but it was a block of steel that he, or a block of some type of metal that he, carbonite, that's what they called it. He was frozen in carbonite and taken to Jabba the Hutt. He owed Bitcoin. Bitcoin is not new. It has just gotten to a point and place where the computers that we have the ability and the density, the fastness of the computers to be able to accept in this currency go into the market. So if you're not getting Bitcoin and you're going to let the Rockefellers and the Rothschilds and the Facebook founders and Twitter founders and the billionaires and the millionaires get in, and you not get in, you're going to be stuck just like, you're going to be stuck again without any money when it switches over to digital, because that is inevitable. It's inevitable. Fidelity, Ameritrade, Microsoft, Starbucks, Bed Bath and Beyond, all of them are now moving toward accepting Bitcoin, and many of them are accepting Bitcoin. Amazon, cryptocurrency is the way it's going. And to get your wealth, you have to extract it from the public domain and put it in your private wallet, of which I for lack of a better wallet, cold storage, Ledger Nano X or Ledger Nano S, to take it out of the internet and take it off the internet and take it out of exchanges and bring it into your own private bank, so that in the next few years, in 2020 and 2022 and 2023, when Bitcoin goes up over $1 million, because it's inevitable in the next 5 years to be $3 to $10 million per coin, because it's mathematically suited to be that because of its scarcity and its non-inflationary codes that are part of this transdimensional download that we got, so that we would have our currency and our money that is from a different paradigm as far as universally is concerned. In other words, those who have souls sent their money here so that they could extract true universal wealth, because there are people that have thousands of Bitcoins. There are multimillionaires, things like that, people who have 10,000, 5, and things like that, but you only need one, because here it's divisible into 1 million satoshis or 100 million, whatever. But universally, you only need one to have wealth continuously throughout time and space. It's the algorithm, it's the mathematics behind it. So if you're not picking up your money, because it's the only true money that has ever been on Earth, the Bitcoin. Now, of course, you have altcoins that are useful and things like that people will use, and you can make money on Ripple and Cardano and all of the other altcoins. You can make money that you can use here, but Bitcoin is the only money, period. Not gold, not platinum, not ruthenium, not rhodium, any of that. None of that is money. Only Bitcoin is money, because it's based upon division in mathematics. So what we're doing is the Palantir stone is part of that whole system. Psychedelics, crystal technology, the mathematics in Bitcoin, DNA and genetics in relationship to the money that you have, and also the psychedelics that you're utilizing and ingesting. This is all part of what we're bringing to people who don't understand what this thing is right now, because it's not just one thing. It's not just psychedelics, yeah, but psychedelics. It's also wealth. It's also sovereignty. It's also controlling your own money and power. It's also warfare. It's also all of these different things rolled into one. It's about consciousness and controlling the space that you occupy, because that's the only space that is. So now we have, coming up, we had a successful toad medicine excursion a couple of weeks ago. Now our next, and it's coming up, it's close to 1 month to our Food of the Gods tour, Food of the Gods retreat outside of Oaxaca, Mexico, in the mountains. And that's July 5th through the 7th. It is the ingestion of the Food of the Gods mushrooms. These are the Food of the God mushrooms. From Mexico, they are the Olmec, Toltec, Mayan, Aztec mushrooms that built those civilizations. Willing, and if the mountain agrees, we'll be climbing the mountain to the Aztec ruins to do this. Sometimes we can't because of the weather permitting, because it's slippery and things like that. Everybody can't do it on the mountain because everybody doesn't have the physical wherewithal to be able to climb the mountain. It's a 3-hour climb to the top of this mountain. It ain't Mount Everest. It's not Denali or something like that, but it is a physically challenging climb. So everybody doesn't do the climb. Some will, some won't. I've climbed it. We'll also be having and smoking the toad um, during the weekend. So it's the toad and the mushroom. It is a magnificent excursion into the multiverse on the side of the mountain overlooking the ocean. Now, this isn't a tourist thing, so no, you're not going to be at the Hilton on the beach and things like that. No, this is in the mountains of Mexico, up there with the real thing, you know. And these mushrooms have been ingested for thousands and thousands of years. The children there ingest the mushrooms, 6 years old, so it's not something that, you know, is beyond the ability of being able to do. But these children grew up and are genetically predisposed and have done this from their parents giving it to them at these ages. So I encourage people to go. It's not about, because people have come on here and they've told me, come on and been emailing me and trying to drive me crazy with, oh, you're just trying to make money and things like that. I say, this ain't a money making thing. I don't know what you're talking about. This is a thing of service, you know. So we have the Food of the Gods retreat coming up, and it's a little over a month. So you have to get in right now. The last few people, it's a few spots left, but you have to email me to get it, because I'm not going to put all the details out here on the Go Live Facebook. Not that I have the super crypto email on Hotmail. No, but it's just not for everybody. The things that we're talking about are not for everybody. So number one, I'm going to say, if you don't believe what I'm talking about, because it's not about a belief, it's about an experience. I say, go get you some mushrooms, learn to grow you some mushrooms, and see for yourself. Don't take my word for it. Get the crystals. Experience the crystals at high dose. Don't believe what I'm saying. It's about self-knowledge, not what I know. It's about what you know and what you experience and what you do. So people that are and have the wherewithal, the ability, the courage, and don't chime in with, you buy what you want to buy, you do what you want to do, you go where you want to go. You'll go on the Pacific Princess for the Frankie Beverly and Mays cruise, and things like that, and pay $6,000 or $5,000 to do that. This is nowhere near $5,000. It's bare bones. You're paying for what you get: your transportation, your housing, your food while you're there, the fruit itself, the toad itself. That's bare bones what you're paying for. This could be $4,000 or $5,000 very easily, but it's not. So Kilindi@hotmail.com, KILINDI @hotmail.com. Get on this. It's even though we're doing it every year, it's a once in a lifetime opportunity, because each time is different. Next year, 2020, we're looking at going to South Africa to do the mushrooms in South Africa, the Zulu mushrooms in Zululand, in the Zulu large, you can't even call it a hut, you can call it, I don't know what to call it, a big Zulu hut. Doing mushrooms in South Africa, the South African indigenous mushrooms there that the Zulu use, that Credo Mutwa talked about, that the Nsangoma talk about and use, of the 300 different psychedelic compounds that are part of the South African psychedelia. We're getting ready to open up Africa to be able to start experiencing mushrooms in different places in West Africa and things like that that you would not have known that had mushrooms and other compounds, you know, not just iboga, but iboga is, of course, up there in the top five. But these are the things we're talking about. This is the progress in the space that we're going for the Plantier Stone, so that we'll have it as the base station for the crystals and things that we have. The excursions of the brothers, the brothers and the brotherhood excursion, outdoor weekend, the sisterhood outdoor excursion weekend, and the combined brothers and sisters outdoor excursion extravaganza with the Palantir Stone and the entheogens of the gods. And when I say the gods, you know, of course, we're talking about just very powerful interdimensional, transdimensional beings who are long-lived and are part of the multiverse, whom you can experience by utilizing the entheogenic compounds. But, you know, not that old, let's scare everybody to death God type stuff, because that's not real. But thank you very much for listening. Those people who have the wherewithal to donate, you don't have to donate $1,000. You can donate 5,000 if you like. I mean 500 if you like. You can donate 5,000 if you like. But this is about being able to bring our true significance to the forefront. They're gleaning and pulling from the videos and conversations and all of these different type of things. So I'm getting ready to sign off. I'll be with you all real soon, because I'm going to keep pumping this until it ain't no more spots. Got a few spots left for the Food of God retreat. Got a few transdimensional crystals left from the last year's Detroit Psychedelic Conference. We have the Detroit Psychedelic Conference coming up next year also. It's going to be bigger and better. So Baba Kilindi signing off. Thank you very much for listening to me. And get those donations in. Sign up for the Food of the Gods retreat. And email me and ask me about the Brothers and Sisters excursion extravaganza going on this summer. Thank you. Peace.